Alright, so hey guys, it's John. My name is John Knosp. This is my first video about vinyl collecting, something that I've been passionate about a long time ago, and then about 6 years ago got back into. So I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube. This is my daughter Bella. I asked her to kind of help me with the video and talk a little bit about music. We just thought we'd do an intro video and see how things go. And I thought I'd explain a little bit about me and then ask Bella a couple questions about some of her stuff that she likes and just see how it goes. So years ago, when I was about your age, I got into music, and back when I was your age, a million years ago, one of the hottest bands in the world was Kiss. And so I believe, if I can remember that far back, I think this was my very first Kiss album. Not this copy, but this was my first Kiss album. Alive 2, and a friend of mine and I used to play it on a bus. The bus driver had an 8-track of Love Gun, and he would throw it in, and we'd play the record, or play that 8-track on the bus and just jam out. And so then I got Alive 2, and I had the posters and all that stuff, so that was my favorite band, was Kiss. So, you know, as the years went along, I stopped collecting vinyl. I kind of moved along with everybody else. One of the things I got into next, of course, was cassettes. So I've got maybe 100 cassettes still, and I got a pretty cool cassette player here, Original Pioneer, and I still, you know, your opinion may vary, but I still like to listen to something on cassette from time to time. The cool thing about them is, even though the prices of vinyl has gone up, the cassettes are still real cheap. You can buy an old cassette for like 50 cents or $1 sometimes. Like the cassettes still. This is John Mellencamp's I really like this record, so I have it on cassette. Then I went to the next thing, of course, along the lines, we went to CDs. So I have probably, and I collected CDs for quite a while. This is a copy of Jim Blossom's New Miserable Experience. I want to get this on vinyl, and I don't have it yet, because this is a really good record. So I have about 400 CDs. And I still have them. I can't afford a really cool silver $500 early CD player, so I use this Pioneer DVD player, which is like a 32-bit, I believe. And so it does sound pretty good for the CDs. So when I want to listen to a CD, because I don't have something on vinyl, then I'll throw that into that CD player there, and it kind of gets the job done. So the reason I'm doing the video is because I started looking at, you know, we're in the middle of a COVID thing still, and so what do? We sit home a lot, don't we? Yeah. And I also work from home, so for me, it's like, what do you do to fill your time? And right now, when you're trapped in the house all the time, the vinyl is something that I can get into and play, come into my music room and jam out a little bit. I've got a father-in-law who loves records, and he and I'll try to get him into a video later maybe with me, and we'll pick out some records. His tastes are a little more 70s, and my tastes are a little more late 70s into the 80s and some 90s stuff. Your mom is a 90s girl, right? So she likes, what's one of her favorite bands?
I don't know.
What's the one she likes to listen to when she's taking a bubble bath?
I don't listen to her when she's thinking about that.
Okay. Well, I know one of her favorites is Jewel. But when she was a younger teenager, then I know she was into the grunge scene. So do you know what grunge music is?
Kind of. So
like, what's a band that's in the grunge scene? What's one of the most popular ones?
I don't know.
Nirvana. Have you heard of them?
No.
Okay. So I'll show you real quick. This is what your mom, in her musical taste, would lean towards. And this is Nirvana's Unplugged MTV show. And this was a really cool show when they did this Unplugged. Everybody really dug it. Nirvana was pretty much at the height of their popularity. And so they did this Unplugged, and Unplugged means it's all acoustical. And so they did this really cool show, and Target put out an exclusive on this record and did it in purple vinyl. Ooh, right? So it's pretty cool. So we got the Target exclusive purple vinyl Nirvana. So that's kind of your mom's tastes. What is your taste in music? What do you like to listen to?
I actually have a lot of different stuff, but I only have like 2 record things, but they're not even mine. They're still John's.
One is yours.
Yeah, one is mine, and
that one belongs to your sister.
This one belongs mainly to my sister. So my sister likes to listen to a lot of Billie Eilish stuff. So John got this one, so we could listen to this one. And then when I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of Taylor Swift. So we got this one, and I used to like jam to this stuff. Man,
that's a double disc, man.
This was amazing.
That was your first record, wasn't it?
Yes.
We got to get you some more.
Yeah. And so this is kind of what I listen to, but there's a lot more, but I just use my phone, so.
You listen to me, you stream music a lot, right? Which is the newest way of doing things.
It's just easy.
So we've gone from old school to completely new school, and the new school is streaming music, right?
You can just get an app and make a playlist of all your favorite songs, and they'll just play through them
Exactly.
instead of like, so.
So I told you my first band and my first love was Kiss. And I grew up playing that on either CD or cassette or whatever else. And then about 6 years ago, I was dating your mom and your grandpa, which is now my father-in-law. He and I started talking about records. And he said he had a bunch of collection, a big collection of it. And my 2 sons came to me and said, Dad, a lot of the rappers that are into rap music, they said they really enjoyed getting vinyl from them, and so they said you got to start collecting music again. So when I started talking to your grandpa, he said, yeah, John, I go to these flea markets and all these places and I pick up records and I can get them for $1 or $2. Now this was 6 years ago. So my boys bought me a Pile turntable, which was kind of an entry level, about 6 years ago at Christmas time. And then they bought me a reissue of this because this is Kiss's first album. And they knew that I liked Kiss a lot. So so they bought me this as the first record that I got when I started collecting records a second time around. So they got me this 180 gram Kiss, which is their first album. Got a lot of good tracks on it. I really enjoy it. So they got me that, and that got me started. And then I started going with your grandpa, and we started buying records up. And I was getting steals on them. I was getting good deals, but I didn't know exactly what I was looking at because I was still new to it. And some of the records I bought weren't the greatest quality, but it's okay because I only paid like $1 or $2 for them. So over the years, I've learned a little bit, and then I started watching some video channels. And 2 people I want to talk about that do videos in the vinyl community that I learned so much from so far, and I'm still learning from. And the first one is Dylan at Noble Records. He lives over in North Carolina where your Aunt Mary lives, where we went to see. And he's got a record store there around Charlotte, I believe it is. And he does really good videos, and I like watching his videos. And then the second person I want to talk about is Melinda Murphy. She does a lot of great videos, talks about record finds that she's found. And I showed you one of her videos earlier, her introduction video. And she does a really good job, and her and I have a lot of the same taste in music. So those 2 people have been inspiring to me. That's kind of why I wanted to do this video, and we'll kind of see how it goes. I already had a channel because my cousin and I, we buy and sell some cars. My cousin is an auto body technician, and he's got a mechanic shop, and so about maybe 3 or 4 times a year, we'll get a classic car and get it fixed up, and then we'll turn around and sell it. So I've got a Facebook channel or a YouTube channel that has some of those car videos on it that I've got. So I've got 16 subscribers. So then
I've got 126.
You got 126 on yours?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put this video on your channel too.
It's not that much, but
that's a lot.
I mean, I'm progressing.
You're progressing. So just to talk about a couple more bands that I'm into, and then we'll wrap this up. So do you know who this band is?
Kind of. I've heard you and Grandpa talking about it.
Okay. Me and Grandpa have talked about this. This is Guns N' Roses. This is the new greatest hits that's came out. Well, I don't know how long ago it came out, but I know that Walmart, and that goes into a whole nother video, but Walmart did a $15 sale a few weeks ago, and you could buy any record in Walmart for $15. And it kind of lost some people quite a controversy. Some people are like, hey, every $15 record I can buy, I'm going to buy. And then other people are like, no, you shouldn't buy them from Walmart. You should go support your local record stores. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of on the fence about it because I don't really like to shop at Walmart, but I'm one of those ones who, I'm a hypocrite because I did go to Walmart and pick up some $15 records because this was like a $40 record. It's a double LP set. And if you can see it, I don't know if you can see it here, but it's got that cool splatter vinyl with the purple and the whites and the grays. And it's really cool, and it's the greatest hits. And I don't always collect greatest hits, but I do sometimes. So this was a cool deal for me. So Guns N' Roses is one of my favorites. There's so much one of my favorites that this is the most expensive record that I own. And this is a first pressing, first copy of their very first album. It's called Appetite for Destruction. I saw them on this tour. And this is an early cover, and it's kind of a controversial cover. So they changed the cover to another cover. But this is a first pressing, and it's got one of the hype stickers on it with the about the movie. It's got something to do. I'm sorry, I put my glasses on. As featured in the Deadpool, but it's really not the Marvel Deadpool. It's from another movie called the Deadpool. So this is a sealed copy too, and it cost $7.99 back in the day. And I can assure you that I paid a lot more than that for this record. So that's my crown jewel probably right now of records. And the last band I want to talk about from Melinda Murphy. Melinda, this is right up there with Kiss for me. Probably right behind them. I know Van Halen is your first band, but Van Halen is probably my second band. I remember the very first time I heard their first record, and they are one of my favorite bands in the world. So this is an early copy of 1984. I don't have a lot of this. I'm learning a lot of this stuff about Japanese pressings and later restyled pressings where they're doing all this different stuff with music, but I'm slowly getting into it because it costs a lot of money. And that's the other thing you'll find out about watching these videos is that they'll make you want to go out and buy more records. So I think that's probably it for now. First introduction video. I thank you for helping me with it, and we'll see. And we'll just say the thing that they always say: if you like the video, maybe subscribe to the channel, and we'll go from there. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks.